Yeah. What's good, everybody? We are back with episode 5.
Big five.
Big 5. I'm your host, Antonio, and as usual, I got my dog Braylon with me. Say what's up to the people, Braylon.
Hello, people.
Hello.
It's your boy. Glad to be here. I hope y'all loved the last podcast, last show. It was amazing. By far the funniest one to me. I don't know about you, but that
Yeah, it
was
was
my
definitely.
favorite one.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Tony.
For real. Big toe.
So, to start off the show, we got to get something out the way. Apparently, it's a debate between 3 players. We talking about 3 players. We're talking about college basketball
Mm-hmm.
for that number 1 pick. I don't know who y'all think these 3 players are, but there's really only 3. Well, in reality, only 2. But they say that there's 3. So 3 players being Jabari Smith from Auburn, Paolo Banchero from Duke, and Chet Holgerson from Gonzaga. I'm gonna let you take it away with this one. Who do you think deserves that number 1 spot? You know, if you want to go 1, 2, 3, if you just want to have a 2, if you think one of them doesn't even belong, you let us know, and I'll take it away after you.
All right, so we're going to keep the cap at home, just like every week, every show.
State facts
It's a
alone, keep the cap at home. Cap is
two-person
not
race.
P.
Definitely a two-person race. You know, it is between Paulo and it's between Jabari. Chet looks the part, but he's not the part because he may look like he can be the next Porzingis, but he's not going to be the next Porzingis. He's not that part. He's not P, like you like to say. He's not P. So we're gonna keep him off the list because we don't need him. So when it comes to debating between Jabari and Paulo, you said it yourself earlier, and you'll probably say it again. These boys is pretty much like even in almost every aspect of the game. On how they play may differ just a little bit. I think Jabari just holds like a slight lead in 3-point percentage. When it comes to being the number one pick in this upcoming draft as of right now, you can't go wrong with choosing either one. As long as you don't choose Chet, then you correct. So that's how I feel about it. I think they tied. You can't go wrong either way. But you know me. So how you feel, bro?
So I think you stated the correct facts. They wanted to hype up Chet before the season. They even did it leading up to the Duke game. And Paulo just saw how much better in that game, in my opinion, than he was than Chet. He dropped 20. Was it 20 in that first half? Could have probably went for 40 in that game, but
Without cramps.
we know he got them cramps because we know his water situation. Apparently, he loses about 7 pounds a game just from how much he sweats. So he has to drink a special type of water to retain his liquids so he doesn't cramp up. Duke got him on that regimen. With that being said, I honestly think it's only a 2-person race for that number 1 spot with Jabari Smith and Paolo Banchero. And you're definitely correct in saying that no matter whatever team picks whoever first, you're not going wrong either way. I mean, if I'm looking at their stat line, it's damn near identical, for the seasons. The only thing that Jabari really pulls ahead at, but Paolo brings it back is in that 3-point percentage and the field goal percentage. Paolo's 3-point percentage is 34% on the season, and Jabari's is 43.5, which is much better. On that field goal percentage, 47 for Jabari and 49.2 for Paolo. Damn near 50. So I mean, everything else they're damn near identical. Um, two tall players, two mobile players, two dominant players, at their positions. And I just don't think if a team, the number one pick, whichever one of those two they pick, I don't think they're going wrong either way. But the 3 point percentage definitely makes sense because Paulo's three, I say it needs some work. It's definitely hit or miss. But when he's on, bro, like in that Gonzaga game, you see what he does.
Mhm.
As far as like if you watch them like in the post and things like that, as far as footwork and things, I do think Paulo's a little bit better in that area, you know, but as far as Chet, man, I feel like there's even other players that you could take before Chet because I feel like he's just not ready for that NBA level yet. I think
Mhm.
personally he needs to put some meat on his body. He needs to get in that weight room because I mean they said the same thing about KD, but KD is just in a different league, bro. He's just
Different breed.
different breed, bro. Like Chet's not that type, in my
Mm.
opinion. Could he prove us wrong? He could, but we gonna have to see it first. So yeah, bro, I think it's a toss up. Either way you slide it, it's a toss up. Personally, with my bias, I go Paulo. But if Jabari go first, I wouldn't even be mad. Wouldn't even
Dude,
be
it
mad
really don't even
because
matter who.
Duke will still have a number two pick, not Kentucky Duke. But yeah, that's a story for another day. Um, so yeah, bro, I think. Is there anything else you wanted to say about this? Because I mean,
Uh,
I think we really touched on it all.
no, not really much for me to say.
I mean, I hope y'all agree. If you don't, if none of y'all agree with that, actually, yeah, if nobody agrees with that, let us know in the comments. If y'all have somebody else that y'all been scoping that you think is better than Jabari or Paolo, let us know in the comments. And I know there's plenty of players that y'all might say is better than Chet. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't John Fulkerson. So, but I think we're gonna move on to our Capper facts.
Hey, bro, pause. Pause, 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 pause. Alright, so like I let your first comment slide, but then you like I let the whole it's a Duke second round pick, not a Kentucky second round pick. I was like, oh, he just talking, but no. He said John Ferguson brought up the UT boy. Where did that come from? Did somebody comment? Did they bring that to your mind, or did you just
Nah, I
want to
just feel
say?
like that's something a UT fan would say. They be saying wild shit all the time.
Ah,
I feel like
I was
that's
gonna
just something
say,
one of them would say.
I was
I
gonna
hope
say,
nobody has said that. I'm just trying to put myself in the mindset of a UT fan. That's
okay,
all.
okay,
They're kind of crazy.
cool,
But
bro,
would you
because
take John Fulkerson over Chet?
Fulkerson ain't been good in like a few seasons, bro. Ever since he put 27 on Kentucky Head at Rupp Arena like 2 years ago, he ain't did nothing to impress anybody. I mean, even his own coach don't even want to play him nowadays. So, I mean, sadly, you got to go with Chet in that situation. But I mean, like you said before you ended, there's multiple players that can be taken over that man Chet. That's that third pick for sure. So I wouldn't be surprised when we get to the draft that somebody gets taken over him and Chet's like the number 10 pick or something like that. I mean, I don't know. It seems like he gets a lot of press and a lot of clout. I mean, when you are that
Definitely
tall,
so.
you can get a lot, but it is what it is. That's what they think. We cap control. So we gonna control this cap and not let it get out.
I mean, hell, you could probably take his teammate Timmy over him.
Definitely so.
Timmy be dropping dimes. He's good in the post. He got that spot up three. I mean, hey.
You rest our case?
Rest our case. And let us know if you disagree in the comments. Please state your reason.
Definitely.
And cite your sources. MLA format, please. But yeah, let's move on to cap facts because we got some interesting ones today. At least
Yes,
I do.
sir.
You know, I see you one. We gonna see what else you got in the chamber. So, you want to kick it off? You want me to kick it off?
All right, I mean, you got two, I got one. You might as well start off and then end it.
I got three.
All
I'd add one in
right,
there.
y'all blame him. He's supposed to communicate that with me, or I would have did too. All right, go ahead, bro. You got
You can
first.
think about it. I mean, I came up with these off the dome because, like I said, these can be whatever. So my first one, I think the audience ain't gonna really know about this. We know about this. It's gonna be a bit of a shout out, but Dro, you know our homie Dro. Dro needs to get that collect all profits brand popping. Really get out here doing and moving. Cap facts.
I mean, that's our brother, so definitely so that's facts. Everybody who knows us knows Dro. And if y'all know him and y'all got his social medias and we'll tag him in this, get at him and tell him to drop some more shirts, hoodies, hats, toboggans, headbands, panties. It don't matter. Like he didn't y'all tell our boy to definitely get his bread and make more things, make more clothing because we would wear his clothing every day on this podcast. The demand just dropped more. I only got one shirt and I got a hat. So I'm hoping that he give, like I said, some more shirts, hoodies, panties, headbands, sports bras. I mean, whatever, swimming trunks, it don't matter. He need to make more because he gonna be our main sponsor when that day comes. So it's definitely facts. Tell him to drop more.
Yeah, I'll try to remember to link his Instagram in the comment or in the description box as well as Snapchat. If he's cool with that, I'll ask him. If he says okay, I'll do it. Um, but it's definitely a fact, bro. You need to get that moving. We over here, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna sponsor you. You'll be one of our sponsors. Got to. Cause if well, y'all don't know, but his brand's called Collect All Profits. If you steal that, we coming for your ass. So, and it's dope. It's dope. And it's a dope concept. And I think he has a very creative mind. So, I just want to see bro move forward that and just go crazy. Because he can be out here like off white, like Louis Vuitton, like Vlone, like all of them, like streetwear stuff. I don't know if that's where he wants to go with it, but he has the potential to do that. You know what I'm saying? So definitely want to see bro keep it pushing with that, keep it moving with that. Because I know that y'all, when the clothes come out and everything, y'all gonna think they're fire. Trust.
Definitely.
So my next one is House of Highlights. My opinion, I'm just gonna let you know off the top. I think this is a fact. They need more competition in these basketball competitions that they have. Because we just seen yesterday Cash Nasty playing GeoWise, and we at first saw Friga play MK. Now Friga lost. Most people know that no Friga, I think, would have thought Friga would have torched dude, which would have been the
Hmm.
case. But you can't. You playing basketball. It's not football. And there were some football activities going on out there. Man was hugging him. If he'll blow by him, he's pulling him down, straight hacking. And that's not basketball, bro. If you can't hoop, can't get buckets, you can't play defense, that's on you. Don't harm the other man because of that. And then GeoWise, if y'all don't know who GeoWise is, I was gonna say look him up, but don't waste your time doing that. Don't do that. He's buns. That's all you need to know. If you still go look him up, just you have been warned. He is trash. And Cash Nasty, he's pretty much just a bodybuilder at this point. He can hoop a little bit, but he's not the best. End of the day, I know these are content creators, but who's really gonna put on the show for the people? People that's actually good at basketball, correct? I mean, what
Hmm.
you think, bro?
I'm gonna definitely agree with you and say that it's facts. You know that they do need more comp. Simply, I think that the reason why House of Highlights chose all these, clout chasing content creators, you know, I think the only reason why they chose is because really all the real hoopers are with like Ball is Life or they in the NBA or they ain't got time to be doing stuff like this because they got plenty of money. So they had to kind of get the TikTok hoopers like GOYs. I didn't know who Cash Nasty was until you brought him up to me. You said we look similar in a way, and I still don't know who he is. He does look like a bodybuilder to me. He don't look like a hooper at all. I mean, he was playing against GOYs who probably weighs like 150 pounds. So I
Mm,
mean, if that. So
man,
they definitely need more comp out there. And I don't want to talk about Frigga because I feel like if y'all know who Frigga is, when he lost to MK, which I thought MK stood for Mortal Kombat, I didn't know who MK was. You said MK, I'm thinking Frigga on there playing Mortal Kombat like the fighting game. But he played against, old boy from Australia or wherever he's from,
he's
was
from Canada.
holding him, fouling him, and Frigga gave Hezzy got buckets. So I was surprised he lost to this Mortal Kombat boy. So they definitely need more comp. And I mean, I'm not gonna watch any more of the matchups because obviously they just doing it for fun and to get likes. I just stick to watching Ballers Life West Coast squad and the East Coast squad and the South squad and the Canadians because obviously House of Highlights they just ain't got the comp at all.
I mean, they chose a right hooper in Friga because anybody that knows Friga is the real deal when it's hooping. 'Cause like you said, he did give Hezzy God buckets.
Hmm.
MK Mortal Kombat, he was definitely out there playing Mortal Kombat, not basketball. Um, I guess I don't know. Is that how the Canadians get down? I mean, the Canadians, let me know because I don't see K Showtime doing that. That's probably the other best hooper that they have in this little gauntlet they're doing. I mean, it's all for 50,000, but all I'm saying is, for me personally, I'm gonna speak and say I want to see better hoopers in this. I know that these people are popular,
Hmm.
and that's probably why they're doing it. And I know you don't know who Cash Nasty is, but he's a YouTuber. He's probably one of the best YouTubers. Definitely one of my favorite. Pretty funny, things like that. And he's also been promoting health and things like that. That's why he looks so swole now because he didn't look like that before. He was skinny, out of shape, all that, and he did a whole transformation pretty much. So I encourage anybody that doesn't know who Cash Nasty is to check him out on YouTube. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I mean, because I'm pretty sure Cash didn't even know who was when he was playing him. But but yeah, my last one is pretty much music related. I think um well I hope I shouldn't say I think. I hope everybody has heard this because this tape came out a long time ago. I think I was in middle school, maybe freshman year of high school. It was a long time ago when I still lived in Nashville. Sorry for the Wait by Lil Wayne. Classic. Capper Facts.
You asking if it's a classic?
I'm asking if it's a classic. That cap is that facts.
That's like asking is if the first number is one. Literally, bro. Like, is the first number one? Like, bro, I thought you was gonna go somewhere else with this, but this is obviously facts. It's Lil Wayne. We talked about this probably on the first episode or the Gunna episode, one of the two. Y'all go back and watch episode 1 and 3. But pretty much that's facts, bro. I have nothing else to say. You must seen that it redropped today. Sorry for the wait. 4 is that the one that dropped today on Apple Music, and he added
Sorry
like
for the
2.
wait.
Sorry
And he
for the
added
wait.
like 4 new songs.
Yeah, if y'all don't know this now, this man Antonio loves Lil Wayne. I love Lil Wayne too, but All I can say is that's facts, my guy. That's facts. Because I know you want to say something. So go ahead, bro. What's up?
I mean, all I wanted to say is that if you haven't heard this, you've obviously been living under a rock. If you don't think Lil Wayne's the GOAT, you need your ears checked. If you think it's Jay-Z, just click off right now. Don't drop a like though. Drop a like though, but then click off. Because there's obviously something wrong with you. Lil Wayne's the GOAT, and this came out back when I'm pretty sure I was in middle school, or freshman year of high school. I don't remember. I was still living in Nashville when this came out. Everybody was going crazy over it because this is what this man Wayne does. He's a lyrical genius. Punchlines, best punchlines out of anybody in the rap game. And if for some reason you haven't heard "Sorry for the Wait," he just dropped it. It's remastered, plus 4 new songs. So go listen. What are you doing? That's all I wanted to say. So I'm gonna turn it over to you, brother. What you got for us?
Capper facts, my one and only, but I feel like we both have a lot to say about this.
Will
Jake
we?
Paul, Jake Paul beats Conor McGregor in a boxing fight, in a boxing match. Capper facts, sir.
Jake Paul, Conor McGregor, combat. Well,
Boxing match, not MMA. Boxing match, just how you did with
boxing's still a
Nate.
combat sport. Well, I don't know. Jake Paul, Conor McGregor. I think Conor McGregor. I think he knocks him out. I think he knocks out the YouTuber. Because at the end of the day, Jake Paul's nothing more than a YouTuber slash entertainer. Because I wanted to put some respect on his a bit of boxing skill, although he hasn't really fought a boxer yet. He was supposed to fight Tommy Fury. Obviously, that didn't go through. There's conspiracy theories floating around as to
That ain't no
maybe it was
conspiracy, bro.
maybe he bailed out for real just to set up that Tyrone Woodley part two. It maybe he did because Tommy's still talking like they're gonna fight in a few months, I believe. If that
Hmm.
happens, cool. But at the same time, it was a good setup for that second fight with Tyrone Woodley because at the end of the day, Tyrone said, "I'm gonna get this tattoo and we run a rematch." Jake obliged that. He got the tattoo, but then nothing happened. So I mean, it was a great setup, great marketing. Probably made a lot of money. I definitely didn't pay for it. I definitely caught the free stream. Shout out to the free streams. Um, and yeah, I don't see how Jake Paul beats Conor McGregor in a boxing match. Well, in a UFC match, let alone a boxing match, because the man Jake Paul was talking about you getting in the UFC and fighting in the UFC. Does that? Oh man, he's insane. But
Hmm. He's
you
sleep.
want to look at Conor McGregor? Conor McGregor went rounds with Floyd Mayweather, possibly the best boxer ever. He's not, in my opinion. He's probably like second to Muhammad Ali, and I think a lot of people would agree with that.
Yeah, that's common sense.
But but I mean, you could say, "Oh, that was Floyd. Floyd made Conor look better than he actually was." But just go back and watch the fight. Man went rounds with him. Say what you want, it happened. And I just know that Jake Paul's not doing that. And Logan Paul only did that because Floyd just made it that way.
Hmm.
So McGregor's definitely knocking out Jake Paul. If that even happens, though, is it gonna happen?
I doubt it.
Doubt it. What you
Jake's
think?
not that dumb. I was like, I would definitely say that, it's my own question, but it's definitely cap. I don't believe that Jake would knock him out. Jake knocked out Nate, you know. I feel bad for Nate. I think that's the one that hurt the most. Because I was the first one. Didn't nobody really care about Ben Askren or whoever he was. The man looked more like a comedian than a UFC fighter. Apparently, he was a UFC fighter. Now, Tyron Woodley, that was a disappointment because I know that he was washed towards the end of his UFC career, but I was kind of expecting more. The man was just, it was like he was just doing this the whole time that he was boxing Jake. Just
Motherfucker was out there two-stepping whole time.
right, whole time. Jake just Jake ready to wow his ass, but I mean, it's definitely cap. And you said it correct, bro. Conor was in there with Floyd, and true enough, I know Floyd minked up Conor quite a few times during the fight, but at least Conor was in there really trying. True enough, if him and Jake got the boxing, I think Jake he definitely get a few hits on Conor because I mean, hey, it's a comeback sport. You gonna get smacked at least once or twice, but Conor used to it. I mean, has Jake really been smacked around for real? For real? I know Woodley caught him this past time, but has he really been smacked around for real? So I mean, I rest my case. I think Connor may take them few little shots that Jake get off, and then Jake won night. If they fought literally tomorrow and they both trained, and if they were both training for the past few months, I think that Connor would knock him out like in round 3. So that's how I feel. I believe it's cap. And hey, at least we both agree on that one, my guy. At least we both agree.
Definitely so. I mean, like I said, I mean, he definitely beat up Floyd. Definitely beat up Connor. But if you go back and watch that fight, there were some times that Connor caught Floyd. But Floyd's a smart guy because I mean, you're always going to get hit, or at least most of the time, unless you're Floyd. But that's what Floyd does. Floyd's a defensive boxer. He's not going to let you hit him. That's why he still has his brains. That's why he still has his wits about him. Because when you're getting hit in that head so many times, man, that ain't good for you. It's not good for you. And one thing I really wonder is, you remember the story about? Did you see the story about Jake saying he's losing his memory and he's like
Mm-hmm.
has slurred speech? Do you really believe
Yeah.
that? Like, be honest, bro. Do you believe that, or you think it's just just him talking like he usually does?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that man do a bunch of talking. And I think that's the main reason why I rooted against the man a few times whenever he fought people, because I was like, man, he's just one of those people that talk too much. But recently, I mean, I can't even say recently. Every time he's fought, he's backed it up. He's knocked everybody out that he's fought. So I mean, you can't argue with that and everything. But I think he was just talking. Like he may be going through a few mental things because he's been hit in the head a few times. But I don't think he really got really bad slurred speech. Like, I mean, you kind of see people before he died, Muhammad Ali, you can kind of tell that he was going through some things. I mean, Mike Tyson, you can kind of tell he's even though he already had that funny talk before, it's like, but you got to tell that he a little bit like he a little beat up. Like Jake ain't really been hit that much. And he's not Floyd to where he been dodging punches for years and everything. So like I think he was just talking. He was definitely cappy.
Well, I mean, the thing is that the only way he would probably get hit, because he hasn't really been hit like the Tyrone Willie, the first fight when Tyrone caught him. I think it was like the overhand left, I think, and he fell back against the ropes. He swears he wouldn't have fell if those ropes were there, but he definitely would have. That was the first time I seen him really get hit. The only way he would be getting beat up is if it's in sparring practice. And yeah, but I mean, when you take that punishment real deal, you're fighting real deal boxers. Yeah, it's like sadly you might end up like Muhammad Ali because when I think he started in his late 30s. He had Parkinson's, and it just progressively got worse, and so he
Mm.
passed away. But for comedic purposes, I don't know if anybody else would want to see it, but since we're doing all this comedy stuff with boxing, honestly, bro, get Mike out there because Mike, honestly, if he trains, he looks like he's still got it. We've seen all these training videos and things. Get him out there to fight Jake. Get him to do it. And he already said he wouldn't want to beat up Jake. He said his kids love Jake. He said, "My kids love that little white motherfucker." Yeah, Mike, funny as hell.
Yes, I don't want to do like that.
Yeah,
Hey,
But hey, if Mike would be down and to fight for real, and Jake would be down to fight for real, hey man, let's do it for comedic purposes. Because at this point, that's all this stuff is. And I'm here for it. Um, but you know, we got some big stuff going on this weekend as far as the NFL goes. Playoffs will be starting, wild card games, things of that nature. And I think it's only right that since we're 1-0, we make a variety of picks from the games that are going to be happening Saturday, Sunday, I think one game Monday, and
Mhm.
see where we fare after that. Because true enough, we might have some different picks on these lists. So starting off with Saturday's games, we got the Raiders versus the Bengals. We going with?
Bengals. Want
You
to
going
know
with the
why?
Bengals? I do want to know why. I want to know a little bit of an explanation because we got a few games here, so I'm not take too long to explain. But go ahead.
All right, Bengals. They play against the Raiders, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I really base this off of me being honest with myself and looking at the teams and comparing them. I just think the Bengals just can outscore the Raiders, even though that man Derek Carr is very clutch in the fourth quarter in games this past year. But I'm going with Joe Burrow and every all those weapons that he has on that team because he has way too many weapons to lose to the Raiders. So Bengals. What
Okay,
you
and
got?
what about the Patriots versus the Bills?
This one, I said Bills
Bills.
because
Okay.
I like Josh Allen, even though he say he played trash whenever his feet are cold. I believe that the Bills are going to beat the Patriots because, bro, can you name me somebody on the Patriots offense outside of Mac Jones and
I
their
was
running
just about to
backs?
say Mac Jones before you said that.
Exactly. So no disrespect, but Bills. So what you got for these two games, my guy?
So as far as the first game, the Raiders and the Bengals, I'm gonna have to side with you in choosing the Bengals. The Raiders, I want to give a special shout out to the Raiders because, as y'all know, I'm a Steelers fan. And I know we got other Steelers fans watching. And if you was like me, I know y'all was up watching that Raiders versus Chargers game that didn't need to end in a tie. I cut it off because the Raiders got up, and then I checked my phone. It's like, oh, the game's still on. So I flip on the channel, and they're fucking tied in overtime, 32-32. I'm sitting there watching. They're going back and forth. Nobody's scoring. And then the clock is running
Oh,
down, and I was like, "Are they going to kick a field goal?" Because if they both had tied, both of those teams would have went to the playoffs. And Steelers would have went out, would have been out. But luckily, Raiders decided to kick a field goal to win the game. Shout out to the Raiders. But y'all are taking this L to the Bengals. I'm not gonna lie to you.
can I get
It
a
will
thank
be
you for that?
a Auburn. Thank you.
Yeah, I need an Auburn thank you because the kicker who saved your butt was
Oh
an
yeah,
Auburn kicker.
you're right. You're right. You're right. My fault. And a bit of a shout out to Auburn. You know the Eagle Tigers. Shout out to them. However, biggest shout out to the Raiders. Um, but I'm definitely going with the Bengals. Bengals have Joe Burrow. The Bengals have Jamar Chase, Mixon, Higgins. I mean, and they don't have the best offensive line. They don't protect Joe Burrow the best, but Joe Burrow is mobile enough to get around that. And they do enough of a job to where he can make these clutch throws and things of that nature. Running games is great. The Raiders' defense is okay, but as you can see, they gave up the comeback to the Chargers. So, you know, shout out to Derek Carr because he definitely has been doing his thing this year. If only Henry Ruggs could have kept himself in line, he could have been a star. But his life
Wow.
is wraps. Uh, but yeah, and they might have had a better chance if they had him because he was cold. But Bengals are taking that dub. And as far as the Patriots and the Bills, I gave it some thought. I see that you chose the Bills, but I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm gonna choose the Patriots. I mean, although there's not many players we can name besides Mac Jones, because I'll be honest, Patriots made a lot of moves over the offseason. Bill Belichick was definitely salty that Tom Brady left. Um,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe he wanted him to leave. I don't know. There's mixed stories with that situation, but for me, I know Mac Jones. Mac Jones has proven that he is an NFL quarterback, and he is a good one at that. He's done away with all those stories. Oh, he's just a game manager, Alabama, all that. I think he's definitely done away with those stories, put those people to rest. He's definitely an NFL quarterback and a Patriots quarterback for the future. Um, and I think that the defensive scheme that the Patriots will have will be one to let the Bills shut the Bills down. And I think they'll do enough to win that game because although we can't name any players, there's outside of Mac Jones, there's one guy that we can name. He's not exactly a player, but he damn sure coaches the team, and that's Bill Belichick. And man is one of the best coaches in the league, with or without Tom Brady. And I think he's proven it this season because they're doing pretty damn good without Brady. So for that reason, I'm gonna pick the Patriots. Maybe I may be wrong, maybe right. We'll see. But I think we should move on to these Sunday games. Sunday we got. I think we'll go just back and forth on these because
That's
there's
fine,
three
bro.
games. So the last one I really want to touch on. So we got the Eagles versus the Buccaneers. I think this one's pretty obvious, but I guess you never know.
Yeah,
Who you
that's
going with
fine.
here?
Bucks. You say that quick, my boy. Bucks. You
Yep.
don't bet against the goat. Don't bet against the goat. Plain and simple. Goodbye. Who you got?
Listen, I seen some upset alerts. They're saying, "Oh, would the Eagles upset the Bucks?" I'll be honest with you. I would have liked this pick better if Antonio Brown was still on the team, but we saw what he did. But with that being said, they still have Mike Evans. They still have Gronkowski. I think the Bucks are going to get it done. Hopefully, they don't pull something like they did with the Jets and they have to come back. But they
Hey,
also have the
wait.
GOAT, Tom Brady.
Do the Bucks? Is Chris Godwin playing or did he get hurt?
Now, Chris Godwin's been injured. I don't think he's come back yet. I don't know if he's out for the season, but
I,
um,
I know Fournette's supposed to come back at some time this season too. I don't know if he came back last week since it was the last game, but I think he's supposed to come back. So yeah, definitely Bucks.
let me look up if Chris Godwin. So yeah, he tore his ACL. So yeah, he's fucking done.
He's out.
Yeah. And as far as Leonard Fournette's injury, let's see what his injury was too. Maybe we should have looked this stuff up, but on the fly stuff is fine too.
I'm pretty sure.
Leonard Fournette suffered a hamstring injury during this weekend's 9-0 loss. Obviously, it's an old report. So it's when they were 9-0, and they lost to the Saints. He
Mm-hmm.
injured his hamstring. I don't know about that one. They'll probably be missing him too. Well, they will be missing him, but I think even with those injuries, they're still going to get it done. So, I mean, I want to say the Eagles are ass, but they're kind of ass. Um, but what about the 49ers and the Cowgirls? I mean, Cowboys.
49ers. Plain and simple. 49ers because simply, and this is maybe the most biased thing I say on this podcast. I'm choosing the 49ers because I have no faith in the Cowgirls. And also, Debo Samuel plays for my. Yeah, Debo Samuel plays for the 49ers, so I'm definitely going with him. So, how do you feel, my guy?
Well, for me, I think this is also another one we'll have a difference of opinion on. Um, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. Now, there's a lot of Cowboys haters, a lot of Cowboys trolls, and I'm one of them. I won't lie to you. But the Cowboys seem to be on a different type of time today, or this season, I should say. And I'm going with this pick based off the benefit of the doubt. They're having a crazy season, crazy good season for the Cowboys, at least in the past years. I don't think they're going to the Super Bowl, but I think they'll get this dub. So, I mean, because the 49ers, they're a decent team, but no, I think the 40 I think the Cowboys can get it done for sure. But we'll see.
You just
Now for this
shocked me
next,
with that answer.
I think I did,
You
didn't I?
shocked me. Yeah, you shocked me because you. Let's see. We only been different on. Well, actually, we've been different on two of them. So I'm gonna have to keep
2 of
count
them,
on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to
2 and
keep
2.
count on this to see how we both go out and everything. But on this next one, let me ask this one: Steelers versus Chiefs. Who you
I
got?
think you should. I think you should go for this first because I got a little bit to say. Unless you
I
want
just
me to,
asked. I just asked
you want
you.
me to go in.
Go ahead and go in.
All right. So listen, a lot of people think the Steelers don't have a chance.
They don't.
Snowman's chance in hell. That's fine. I think anybody. I believe that everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Truly believe that, and I'm entitled to mine. So with that being said, I'm going with my Steelers. You see the terrible towel? Them gonna be flying in that arena. And listen, the run defense, we got to fix something. It's not good at all. We're last in the league. I get that, but listen, the main man with the damn Chiefs is Patrick Mahomes. And he has plenty of people to throw to. This might be coming off as bias because I'm a huge Steelers fan. But listen, what I see it is they gave us like a 10% chance, something like that, to make the playoffs. And it happened. Nobody thought the Jags would beat the Colts, but it happened. They put that thing on them. And nobody thought the Steelers would make the playoffs, winning out
Hmm.
those last 2 games. It happened. The damn Raiders and the Chargers games damn near ended in a tie, but it didn't. Last second field goal, Doug. So, like Big Ben said, I mean, we're not supposed to win. We don't have a chance, right? Might as well just go out there and have fun. So, that being said, I got my Steelers. Now I'm being so serious. Why not beat the odds again? Go ahead, tell me your pick, brother.
All right. So on my pick, I chose the Chiefs
Oh, what a
because
surprise.
yeah, it's not a surprise because I almost cut you off whenever you said you choosing the Steelers, and I was like, no, they ain't got a chance. I ain't gonna say they ain't got a chance because they got a better chance than the Eagles got of beating the Bucks. So um, yeah, I'm just gonna go with the Chiefs due to the fact that y'all can't stop the run. Y'all don't have 4 TJ Watts, and yeah, and there's also the baby goat back there called what's his name, Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, he's the
Does
baby
he
goat.
does he play for the Chiefs or does he play for the Steelers?
He definitely plays for the Chiefs.
And that's who's gonna win the game. So I'm just going with Patrick Mahomes, but I'm not gonna lie to you. If the Steelers come out and win, then I wouldn't be surprised. And I say, hey, y'all did it. Because I mean you got a lot of faith in your team. I kind of got faith that they maybe can win, but I truly believe the Chiefs are gonna win. So that's all I gotta say. We definitely gotta keep a tally on these. I hope you got that tally going because we're gonna have to come back and speak on it next week for sure. 'Cause I
Definitely
think you
so.
went, yeah, I think you went opposite of me on some of this. I'll save my piece of paper, but
We only
since
got one more
you,
game to talk about.
yeah, since you want to talk a lot about this Monday game, since there's only one game on Monday, I guess I'll go
Oh,
ahead and
and
give.
Juju might play.
Wait, Juju's playing with the Steelers?
He might play because he definitely practiced. He might play. So I hope if he does play, I hope he's 100%. Juju, if you're not 100%, please don't play because we don't need you re-injuring anything. Because I want you to re-sign with the Steelers. I'm not gonna lie to you. But
Hmm.
you know, um, as far as the last game, what's the last game? Monday
Cardinals
game,
versus
Cardinals
Rams.
versus the Rams. Who you got? Because this
Rams.
is a bit more of a. I feel like this is a bit more of a toss up. I mean,
Rams.
I'll be honest. You got the Rams?
Rams. Because
Okay.
I'm going with defense. Defense wins championships. So I'm going with the Rams.
So you think that their defense is gonna just lock up?
Yeah. They have a Aaron Donald. They have a Von Miller. They have somebody who can definitely guard AJ Green or Christian Kirk, whoever is running routes out there. So yeah, I'm going with the team that has the better defense. I think this would be one of the closer games and one of the best games, but I think it's time for Matthew Stafford to have a good playoff performance after being with the
Okay.
Lions so young.
You know, I was about to spread a little bit of misinformation, but I had to fact check myself because I remembered this. DeAndre Hopkins is injured.
Yep. And that's the
Yeah,
main reason why I went with defense.
I had to recheck that because I was like, let me double check on that. Yeah, it was an MCL injury, out for the season. So with that being said, I almost picked the Cardinals, but I'm going with the Rams. Solely off that. If they had DeAndre Hopkins, I'll be honest, I probably would have gave the I would probably pick the Cardinals, but the Rams are pretty much healthy, aside from the receiver that went down for Odell. But when you replace a receiver with Odell, that is an instant upgrade because it's
Pretty much.
Odell. You see how much success he's been having on the Rams as opposed to the Browns because of Baker Mayfield, and he's not his quarterback anymore. But that's a story for another day. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Rams. Defense crazy. All those huge names on the defense, and offense is crazy too. I mean, they have all those wideouts and Matthew Stafford throwing on the ball. Insane. So I think this will be a W for the Rams. Glad we agreed on that one. So I think we went even. Like, I think we disagreed on
We disagreed on the Bills game
we
and the
just disagreed
49ers
on
game.
three and agreed on three. So we broke even.
That's the best way to do it. I mean, that's just us in life, period.
So it'll be. I'll have to keep these tallies and see who has the better record.
Say
Because
less.
right now we're both 1-0. So we will see what happens. Um, with that being said, I think we can move on to our last segment, which is Capper of the Day.
Mm-hmm.
And like we said, this can go to anybody. So for me, I'm gonna refer it back to a little bit to the subject that we had at the beginning of the show, which was the discussion of the number one overall pick. For me, Capper today is a group of people, and that group of people is the sports media, because the sports media keeps hyping Chet up like he is that guy, like he's better or even comparable to Paolo and Jabari. He's not. So my capper today is a sports media, and they probably won't be my capper today. This probably won't be the only time they're the capper today because they be capping a lot. So here on Cap Control, we control that. We state facts alone, keep the cap at home. So can we please get Chet out of this conversation? Listen, I'm not saying he's terrible. I'm not saying he's ass. He has some skill. He has some hoop skill. He can hoop, but he's not
Mm-hmm.
on the level of Paolo. He's not on the level of Jabari.
Or
And
Persa, or Oscar, or John Fulkerson, according to the UT fans.
I mean, listen, I just think that there's a few players that you would definitely be better off picking in this draft if you had, your hand in the pot than Chet. You know, will he? I'm sure he will go and put his name to the draft, but you know, probably you should keep say another year at least in college. You know,
Mm.
and then go. But I just wanted to put that out there, and we stop putting touting this man so high. I mean, please, because I remember whenever Gonzaga played, I believe it was when Gonzaga played Duke. Pretty sure I hit you. I said, bro, I guess we'll see who the real number one pick is. these people are saying out here saying it's Chet. He was like, what? That's crazy. Ain't no way. Like, yeah, bro. That's
Mm-mm.
what they really said. And they definitely changed their tune after that game. But I mean, for some reason they're still hyping the dude up. But I just wanted to stop here. It won't, because sports media is for a bunch of cappers. But we're a departure from that norm. And with that being said, I think we can wrap today's show up. You cool with that? Or you got anything to say?
It was a great show today. I want to touch on one thing before we dip.
What's up?
Soon on Cap Control, we will be laying down parlays for anybody who subscribed to this, so we can help y'all while having fun watching this podcast slash show on YouTube. We're gonna help y'all get paid too. So I'm gonna be the parlay man. He gonna hype up my parlays. We gonna get
Listen,
paid.
I might have some input, but listen, I haven't won a parlay myself, so I'm gonna leave the parlays picks to my dog right here. I haven't won a parlay. It always, for me, I do parlays on the NBA players. Pick player stats for the games. Damn near half the time, damn near every time, I should say, it's one player that doesn't get the job done. So it's that close to a dub. And it's so annoying. So I just said, screw it. I'll just leave that for another time, start doing them another time. So I'll be leaving that to my dog right here. I have a little bit of input.
Don't judge my face that I just made. I just seen Curry make a walkaway three. So yeah, my fault. I said wow, but it was a good day. Good
Was definitely
podcast.
a good day. With that being said, we will definitely wrap it up for today. Peace out, y'all.